welcome back to another episode of Generation Sports. Oh, almost went with the wrong intro there. Generation Sports Fantasy Edition. Let's kick it. You know what it is we didn't have a show last night, and we were supposed to, but my co-host was feeling under the weather. So unfortunately, we didn't get to do the show. So I think I was just still in that frame of mind. So, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. For those of you who are, I know we'll get at least one like this week, which will be Chris and nobody else, because nobody seems to like the broadcast, but that's okay. We're still going to do it anyway. As always, I got with me the best co-hosts in the game. I got my boy Terry. Say hello.
What's up? My name is Gary. I am white and I am a racist.
Oh, okay. This is live on YouTube, just so you know. Anyway,
my bad.
Yeah. And then, as always, the man who gave me one of the toughest battles and got me scared as hell last week. It's my boy Gary. Say hello.
Oh, let me just finish this. It says that you can gain a half inch if you shave it. All right, cool.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Just reading some articles.
Maybe after the show, we can maybe link up and see about maybe trying to work a trade offer. I don't know. I somehow I got into the mood last night to do trades. That's why I sent one out to Izzy, even though I said I would never do that again. So look at me going back on my word real fast. Anyway, but thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Chris, because I know you'll like the show. Nobody else will.
Chris is in town. He's in Florida.
Oh, he's in Florida? Oh, yeah. Hell no. All right, good. I'm definitely going to call him after the show then, maybe when I get ready for work. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot of time because I do have to go to work today. So let's just jump right in. We're doing another.
Wait. This is not your actual job?
No. I have to do something to pay the bills.
Lame.
Well, you know what the problem is that my co-host doesn't even like our videos, so it doesn't really help to
I don't even know where to find them, bro.
On YouTube, I
looked
send
up
a link every show.
I looked up like Check Monster podcast. Nothing's popping up.
Oh my god. Yeah, go set your lineup, Chris, so we can get into yours. Luckily, you're not the first one we're going to talk about.
Does he have enough players to set up his lineup?
Fire. We're trying to go rapid fire. I don't want to take all day. Luckily, there's only 3 of us, so it shouldn't be that bad. And we'll all get a little input on each matchup, and we'll put down who we want. And then for those of you who are watching, like Chris, for instance, we would urge you to send us your matchups. You can put them in the comments below, or you can send them in by email if you're not a part of our fantasy football league. Whatever it takes, though. But let's get your matchups. I want to see what you guys think about who's going to win, who's going to lose this week, because it's always fun to talk a little trash. So let me go ahead and get this off of my face. Okay, here we go. All right. So as always, we're going to start from the bottom to the top. So Gary, we won't get you too much input on this matchup, but you'll get a lot of talk on the rest. Because you are involved in it. It is right now La Flama Blanca versus Onto Cincinnati. Let me go ahead and click on that, and let's take a look at the teams. All righty then. Hold on. I might need to just go back. There we go. All right. So we got the matchups here. Co-host Terry, you go first. What you got? What do you think?
All right. So we have the second place, Mr. Gary, going against, I believe he's in last place right now, right?
Yes, 12th place is accurate.
Yeah, on to Cincinnati, Mr. Easy. Shout out to you, Easy. I know you're going through a hard time. We love you, bro.
Love you, man.
This is about fantasy football, so let's get real. I have to go with Gary. Gary has put up a lot of points, man. Everybody that is playing against Gary has to literally average about 160, 170 plus to be able to be in competition. And, that means that Easy will have to come up above projections. And, man, Najee Harris, Elliott, they're not doing that good. Akers, question mark. So unless something else happens, I'm going to give this to Gary.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cut and dry here. For instance, for me, I think Gary had a bad break last week. I think he probably had a better team. It just happened to be with the Tua injury. Waddle did not produce near what he should have. Cooper had his first down week of the season, and didn't do crap. Like he just had some back breaks, but on the flip side, it was funny because his running backs finally showed up, right? Eckler finally had the game of the week or the game of the year that you've been expecting to have. Henry is showing to be a great trade move. You know, you bought low, like you should in those situations, right? I mean, you got him for Javonte Williams, which is just stupid crazy when you think about what this dude is able to do out there with Henry. I really don't see a way, unless it's just an absolute like clusterfuck of just collapses and Gary might lose his mind, that he doesn't pull off a win here. I mean, like I said, it literally came down to our defenses, and you know, lo and behold, it was a crazy fucking night for defenses. But I personally think Gary probably should have beat me and just had a bad break. But that's how the blessings go sometimes, right? I mean, sometimes it just works that way, so there's nothing you can do. So I definitely got Gary on this one. Gary, go ahead. You can definitely make your pick on the game as well.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you guys. Izzy's just not putting up the points. He put up like 118 last week, and like Terry said, my team is putting up points. So like he's gonna have to go way over projections. I mean, he might get some from Aaron Rodgers, Keenan Allen coming off of an injury, Cam Akers. I don't know, man. Like I was having high hopes for him, but I just don't think they believe in him like we did.
Yeah, I mean, Izzy was a part of the worst beatdown this season, probably 81-point difference. It shows it on the screen right there too.
Oh, yeah, there
he's having, you know, he's just, like I said, I don't think he had a bad draft. I just think sometimes shit doesn't hit.
I thought he had a good draft. Yeah, I thought he had a good draft.
Like, it's just sometimes shit don't hit. I personally think at this point you look to try to make moves. Not saying you have to by any means, because it still is a little early. But I think at these points you start to say, you know, we've said it before. Every blessing counts, right? And you keep on waiting for things to happen and they don't, you're going to be out of it at some point. So, but, you know, let's move on to the next matchup. All right. So, Gary, I'll let you pop it off first since, you know, you didn't get to start the last conversation. And we got the spoilers, which is D versus 2 leagues, 1 champ, which is Zoe. Right now, Zoe is projected to have a 7-point victory, but we all know projections aren't what they seem. So, what do you got here?
Well, Hurts is on a tear, man. This year, he's an MVP candidate.
Wait, filter. This is not filter, bro. It's Zoe. Oh wait, yeah, Zoe has.
They made the trade.
Hurts. I'm just kidding. I'm just reminding filter. I'm just reminding filter. I know.
Russell Wilson finally had a good game last week, and he's playing tonight. So we'll know more after tonight. You know who's going to win this week, because you got your big guns going out tonight with Russell Wilson. I know Keenan Allen's coming back. That may help Mike Williams. St. Brown, he's hurt. The New England we was talking about earlier, they're doing really good actually, because they're getting a lot of volume. They're not getting a lot of production, but they're getting volume. So, and we do 0.25 in carries, so that's real helpful.
All right. So who do you got winning?
I actually have D winning this one.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of New England's receivers, especially with the third string
who's wife's
quarterback in there. It's not mine, okay. But I was confused though. She said it's my husband. I thought that was maybe me.
Okay, it's 9+4.
Go ahead.
No, so I got D pulling this one out. I don't like Nelson Aguilar. I don't think he gets like anything.
Okay. Let's put a pause on this one real quick. Let's bring back in Mr. Blessings be to all, Mr. Filter. How you doing out there, buddy?
Blessings be to all.
Issues. There he is. Okay. Hey, we already jumped into the first matchup because I got to go to work here in a little bit. So I do apologize for not being able to wait for you. But who did you have between Gary and Izzy so we can get you on the board for your first pick?
I don't even got to look at this one. Just give me let's see.
I mean, it should be pretty easy. Come on, it's Gary.
He said he doesn't have to look at it, but yeah, he's looking at it.
He has to look at it.
Now, because I just wanted to double check. No, you know what? Give me brother Izzy and Blessings.
All right, he goes with his heart, not with his head. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, Mr. Filter, go ahead, jump in. We got D and Zoe matching up on this one. Gary went with D on this matchup. What do you got? What are you looking at?
Uh, yeah, I just caught the back end of Brother Gary and what he said.
You like to catch the
Um,
back end of Brother Gary, though.
And Gary
Hey,
enjoys that.
those are blessings, and that's blessings for him and blessings for me.
is the name
I
that
am
he has on his-
taking.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to take Brother Zoe in this one.
Okay, you got a reason for it?
Yeah, I just like his wide receivers. We don't know what's going on with St. Brown yet. The Jacksonville game, I don't know if that's going to be a shootout or not, but I like Hurts. Wilson hasn't been playing that well. Hurts had a slow game, but against Arizona, I think Hurts is going to have a monster game.
How about Swift? Is Swift
Stevenson.
playing?
No, he probably won't play.
So then Jamal
Yeah,
Williams.
I think
he
he's
put up,
out. I think he's
38
out. I
last
think.
week?
Yeah, but now they're playing at New England. I think they're. I think it's going to be a tougher matchup defensively. I do believe that Zoe's going to have to do something about the flex spot, but I think he'll figure that out. Wilson and Stevenson does enough. Yeah, I'm taking brother Zoe.
Yeah, the coach for the Lions came out right when the injury happened and said, "Hey, look, it looks like we're not going to play him until week 7." Right? He sat out last week, which kind of was expected. They said that they make it seem like there's a chance this week, but they have a bye week on week 6, so they want to give him enough rest to make sure he's fully healthy. And I think with Jamal Williams playing at the fashion he is, they're not going to rush him back and do anything to jeopardize his long term for the rest of the season. So I don't foresee getting Swift back in a lineup until week 7, personally.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Jamal Williams duplicates what he did last week. That's what I see this week.
What do you got, Terry?
Yeah, I gotta go with Zoe on this one. Just to kind of go back. The receivers are too good for me. Quarterback, it's amazing, and he still has good running backs, man. I think New England's gonna be able to run in Detroit. Wilson is the only man in town in San Francisco, and just like those matchups, I think D is just missing too many stars. Not having Taylor, and then Sam Brown. I really doubt he plays because they have a bye week next week. So I don't really think so. I'm gonna go with Zoe.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is with D is he's got good and bad, right? Like St. Brown, I don't feel very strong about him necessarily playing. If he does, New England's secondary is been very suspect. So if he does play, I think it can bolster his opportunity, but I don't see St. Brown playing personally. So I think that's going to hurt him. Robinson, though, against Houston, that could be great, right? We all say that any running back going against Houston is going to have a big day. So that's going to help him a lot. But Jacksonville's a good defense. So on the flip side, Cooks may not produce what is expected. At the end of the day, I do think that, it kind of rides on what's going to happen with Keenan Allen, right? If Keenan Allen plays, I mean, it's still early in the season. We haven't seen them on the field together except for that one game. And that one game, Williams was not existent really. And if you actually look through their career, Williams doesn't play well when Keenan Allen's there. So that's my big concern on that end. But Higgins, Adams, I think if that offense for Kansas City comes out and does anything close to what they did against a great Tampa defense, Adams is going to have to get the ball. They're going to have to throw it, right? Gerald Everett, I think, is a great tight end. I do think there's some suspect, like Filter said, with Aguilar, depending on if Myers plays or whatever, because I will say Detroit's defense is garbage and they have a great offensive scoring, but they're only 1-3 because they allow a lot of people to score against them. So there's a lot to go off of there. But yeah, I think I have to lean towards Zoe on this matchup.
And Gary, just to confirm, you said D, right?
Si, senor.
Okay.
All right. Next matchup, we have Mr. Chris versus Every Blessings Count, which is Mr. Kevin, whatever you want to call him. And Terry, you go first, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kenny on this one. I think those receivers he has, getting Godwin in there. with Tom Brady, his tight end is pretty good. I think Tampa Bay just has a pretty good match against Atlanta this week. And problem with Chris, man, I really want to pick him, but his third receiver and flex is always a question mark, and his second running back, Chase Edmonds is just kind of hard. So nothing against his team. I think he has people that can put up a lot of points with Lamar and Lamb and Evans. But at the end of the day, I think Kenny just has a more complete roster. So I'm gonna go with Kenny.
All right, Gary, what you got, bud?
You're so funny, Terry. I was going to say more complete roster before he said his lineup because he had like 3 vacancies, right? He put in DJ Moore. Breece Hall is playing really good right now, and I think he's going to continue to get better. Chase Edmonds, I kind of expected a little bit more from him. So that's on Chris's team. But over to Kenny's team, I don't think Rashad Penny does what he did last week. He's not going to get what he have, like 20-some carries and 150 yards plus. I don't think Singletary is going to do that. Fournette's a little banged up, but he does have these players that can put up 40 points. Jefferson, Hill. I'm going to go with Kenny.
Brother Filter, blessings.
Blessings. Chris should be 0-4. He shouldn't even have a win.
Just for the people who are
remember.
viewing and maybe not know what happened is unfortunately Brother Filter lost to Brother Chris. So that's his low victory.
But
and
not
it was
only
one of the
did he
lowest
lose,
scoring victories.
Yeah, not only did he lose, but he marked that in the books as a guaranteed win. He said, hey, the next 2 weeks I can do whatever I want with my roster because we're going to win because I have Chris and then I have D. And he lost them both.
That is not true. You cannot find that anywhere in our chat. They have both been given blessings by me, and blessings be to all. But I don't need to go over this. Chris has no one in the flex. Edmonds, Mostert is now the lead back for Miami. It's Chris. For some reason, thinks that his blessings have a ceiling, and we've seen that ceiling every week. He needs to make a trade. He needs to make a move. He needs to do something to fill in the flex spot. And my blessings go to Brother Kenny.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is like Edmonds is 100% touchdown dependent, right? If he's not going to get a touchdown, he's going to have like 4 points. Like he absolutely, Mostert is established himself. He gets almost all the snaps. He's getting all the work. Edmonds just happened to be able to capitalize on a touchdown. So if he doesn't, it's going to be a long road ahead. Kenny.
This is remember we were talking about earlier that you're trying to do a trade with Easy and like a 2-for-1 kind of thing. This is a lineup like with Chris that I feel that will work out for him. You know what I mean? Because he does need those players. He can totally plug in, you know what I mean, those 2 players. So doing that 2-for-1 for Chris, that'll be something. I just don't.
I might give him like I said, I might try to bring him up and see if we can work something out for, I had a couple different options out there, but we'll see if he's interested or not.
I'll take Evans or Lamb on my roster.
All right,
of course, everyone does, but brother Chris is hesitant to move either one of those because Brother Chris sees a ceiling on his team that no one else sees. So
blessings be to him. Let's move on to
blessings be to Brother Chris.
All right, so next up we have blessings be to all, which ironically
he's the only
has
one
the
listening
same record as Brother Chris. Just throwing that out there.
Yes. Because you know why? Hold on. No, you are not gonna. No, you cannot throw blessings without me giving back blessings. Yes, me and Chris, because I gave Brother Chris that blessing. I gave Brother D that blessing, and you know what? That's all that matters.
And Chris is outscoring blessings be to all. Chris is outscoring Filter. He's got 10 points more than him on the season, and he's got $90 more in the bank.
And
blessings be to Mike Boone.
So we got blessings be to all. And we got Bob. So let's go, Daddy. You go first.
Yeah, I'm looking through this. I mean, because he just made that trade right before we started. You know, he got rid of Aaron Jones for J.K. Dobbins. Is Michael Thomas playing?
No, he's still out.
Oof, man, that's gonna make it tough. Bobby
I
could
mean, that's
definitely
what
win
I
this
heard. I mean,
game.
unless something's changed, it didn't look like he's been practicing.
Yeah. Bobby's. Oh man, how about Kittle last week? What do you go like 2 for 24 or something? Ouch. So Bobby's got a huge advantage on tight end. If Michael Thomas doesn't play, he could be hurting a little bit because he doesn't have anybody to plug in there. ETN's on the up. Man, this is tough. This is tough. I think that Hunt's going to have a big game this week against. The game script should be from behind, and they should be in a passing situation, and Hunt should be getting them PPR points. So I'm going to say Bobby by a hair.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't agree with you on one thing. I think if you don't play if Thomas can't play, which he's not practicing still, Renfro is practicing again. So I'm not saying it's a great play, but there is a player who has a potential in a matchup where they're probably going to be down. They're probably going to have to throw the ball. And, you know, Adams, like, he has a potential to be able to plug and play him. So I do think
I like Renfro, but he hasn't. His highest point total in the season is 10.9.
Yeah, but that was one game. Has he played since that one game? No. Like,
he played 2 games, 5 points and then 11.
He got hurt in that second game. He got taken out. So, like, you got to look at it like, you know, you can't just look at blank numbers like Manny does and just throw that shit out there.
He got 10 targets, so, you know, he could have something there. Yeah,
I mean, you know, Manny,
he just his only option anyway.
Manny looks at the blank thing, doesn't look at the big picture, and just throws shit on the wall and hopes it sticks. Anyway, go ahead, co-host. What do you got on this one?
Oh man, that was funny. All right, so yeah, Filter versus Bobby. I'm gonna go with Filter on this one. I think that, you know, Jacobs has been playing pretty good. I think Dobbins is still the only player in Baltimore right now. James Conner, has been doing good. Those 3 running backs, to me, it's not a big difference versus, you know, Dalvin Cook hasn't been playing well at all, man. It's one of those things where, like, you know, I think I saw a stat this week where I believe Minnesota has thrown like in the red zone about 90% of the time instead of running them. So I can't trust Cook this week. Kareem Hunt is playing second fiddle to Chubb. ETN, same thing to James Robinson. You know, Metcalf has to go against tough matchup with the Saints. You know, Judy's just like I don't know. Too much question mark in there. So I'm gonna go with Filter in there, which should be a high scoring game between Arizona and Philadelphia. We're giving a lot of points at quarterback. So I'm gonna take Filter on this one.
Yeah, man, it's tough because I just see a lot of tough matchups that Filter's going against. Pittman going against Surtain. That's not going to be easy by any means. And we know that Matty Ice has definitely cooled off in his career and is not producing what you think he would be able to. Philadelphia's defense right now is just looking stout. So I don't necessarily agree that it could be a high scoring game. I mean, they have the ability to shut them down, right? I'm hoping they don't, considering that I have, you know, Kyler Murray's #1 receiver on my team. But it does make you a little nervous, though, when you're looking at the matchup as far as things go. I don't love the matchups, but I will say I think Filter's team probably has a better floor outside of Kelsey than Bob's team. Like, there's a lot of question marks around Jerry Jeudy, Metcalf. Thomas probably won't play. Then you got Renfro. You already talked about Cook and Hunt. ETN is not existent in that offense, really. He does not run the ball. I don't see them having to pass it a lot against Houston. I think they're going to go up big. So I don't love ETN on there either. So I will give my blessings to Blessings. Mr. Blessings, I already know where you're going to go probably. And like always, you're going to go with Bob.
Wait, why isn't Boone in his lineup?
That's I mean, look at his running backs. They're just studs.
You're gonna bring that up, right?
So
we can talk, hey, 69 blessings, brother Gary.
Go ahead, Blessings. Who do you got on this matchup? You gotta get moving.
May the blessings be with me this week.
Oh, the first time he's blessing himself. Oh my goodness gracious, I like it.
I had to white out his pick because I thought he was gonna go with Bobby. So
The blessings
Gary,
are
who
with
did you
me.
pick, Gary? I forgot who you pick.
I took Bobby.
Bobby, okay.
Because Brother Terry blessed me with that offer and that trade today, I feel, hey man, the blessings seem right today, and the blessings will be with me.
I think that was a favorable trade for you. I think you did good.
Let's go. Next matchup, we have AJ with his poop emojis versus Manny. It's the battle of the lovers, right? These two are madly in love with each other. All right, Mr. Filter, what do you got?
AJ, Kenny. Yeah.
Oh, did we lose blessed? Oh, there you go.
No, you did not lose me, brother. You did not lose me. My blessings are here. So we're doing Brother Manny versus Brother AJ.
Yeah, the lovers quarrel.
I'm going Brother Manny on this. He's going to get my blessings. I mean, again, Diggs, Brown. I mean, McCaffrey, San Francisco, the Niners defense is just. Brother Terry and Brother Gary argued like, oh, it's Tampa's defense. Oh, it's Buffalo's defense. The correct answer is the 49ers defense. And I think McCaffrey's going to have tough sledding there. But Miles Sanders is on one of the offenses. I like Waller against Kansas City. Man, I just don't like Brother AJ's secondary wide receivers outside of Sutton. But he's got Barkley, Chubb, and we'll see what Kamara does. But as a whole, I'm taking Brother Manny. He has my blessings.
All right, Gary, what you got?
Well, so this week, Hawkinson is not going to do half of what he did last week. He's not going to give him that 40-some points. So
are you saying he only beat me last week?
We don't know that.
It's not going to happen. I'm calling it.
Well, I'm not saying 40-some points, but if St. Brown is still out and Swift is still out, man, they're gonna target.
Sure. Sure.
Target.
So Kamara still battling rib injuries.
He said he's gonna play this week.
Yeah, he will. He'll get a little bit in there. They'll probably work him in slowly. Gabriel Davis, he's kind of taking a back seat to McKenzie, no? Like McKenzie and Davis, we're not supposed to be even.
Up, so we don't quite know exactly what's going on there. And remember, Crowder's out now, so that changes things up too.
Yeah, so his team did excellent last week. I don't think that he duplicates that. I disagree with McCaffrey having a down week. I think he's due. He's due for something, and then I don't care if it's against San Francisco. He's due.
It's not happening.
Fandom gets in the way sometimes.
That's not fandom.
I'm gonna take Manny.
Hey, right. I will gladly. What fantasy points
you got on his team?
With McCaffrey, how many points do you think McCaffrey scores this week? I will take the under, and I will place a weight drop.
So I think he scores 5 points, and you're taking the under.
What points? Where do you think he's going to end up?
He's projected 22.25.
He will get the under.
All right, let's keep it rolling. What you got, Gary? Terry.
So I'm gonna go with AJ this week. I think I think Kamara's gonna end up playing. I think Barkley, Chubb, and Kamara, those are very strong running backs. I get the whole receiver thing. I don't think Bateman is playing this week. They kind of call him like day to day or something. Gabriel Davis is not playing as good, but I just like that Mahomes matchup against Las Vegas on Monday night. I think Hawkinson's still gonna do good just because Amar St. Brown we think is gonna be out. And I just don't like that Jared Goff against New England, for Manny there. Dobbs. He could be pretty good. I mean, he's just kind of hard. I think I agree with McCaffrey against San Francisco. That's a tough matchup. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man, he's doing really good. But it's kind of like, hey, I'm running the ball 5 times and I'm scoring 7 touchdowns. It makes no sense at all. So I don't,
It makes perfect sense.
He's
Doesn't
getting
matter.
receptions.
Who do you got?
Either way,
Let's
I'm gonna
keep it
go. I'm gonna
going.
go with AJ. I'm gonna go with AJ.
All right. Real quick, Chris, if you're going to make a comment, put it in the video. Don't put it on the text messages so I can be able to post it and let them see the shit talking you're doing. But anyway, I got AJ here, and I think the biggest reason is you don't have Tua, right? Tua's been a big component to what Manny has been able to do because Tua's been playing lights out. Now, the Clyde Edwards-Helaire thing I don't agree with. I mean, he got like 19 carries last game. So, I mean, that's not completely accurate. He touched the ball. He was running the ball like crazy last game. So I do think they might start to get him going. But the thing is are you going to tell me, do you think, what it comes down to is this, do you think that Barkley, Chubb, and Kamara can outscore McCaffrey, Sanders, and Helaire? And I do, right? Mahomes is going to be better than Goff. And, so I think what it comes down to at the end of the day, I think it's going to rely on the same thing that came down to mine and Gary's matchup. It's going to be the battle of the defense. I think that's where it's going to be decided. Whose defense is going to get more points? Philadelphia against Atlanta or Buffalo against a rookie quarterback in Pittsburgh, right? So where is the points going to come from on defense? And I got to say, in my mind, I lean to Buffalo, which is why I lean to AJ to win this matchup. All right, let's go.
And I guess I have picks from other people, and I forgot to mention them, but I did get picks from Kenny and AJ, and Chris should be sending his. So
that's fine. We'll go. We can go over that quick at the end if you want. But let's move into the last matchup of the week. It's myself and Terry in it, so we will refrain from going till last. So, Mr. Gary, you get your rocks off first. And
all right. Let's start off with Fantasy Bust. Okay, he's on a 2-game skid.
Oh, maybe we should have Blessings go first because he bounced on us.
He gone. So
right when he's talking shit too. Oh, there he is.
Someone gives me Blessings shares like debate. So yeah, right. So Fantasy Bust on a 2-game skid, and I think that's mainly due to Kirk Cousins. He's just not giving them enough points. He's always performing below his projections. Cooper Kupp, excellent. Jamar Chase is either fucking skyrocketing or pedestrian. That's Aaron Jones is decent. I don't see Hines doing what Taylor does. Pitter-patter Pitts, terrible. I think Justin Herbert is going to perform well above projections against Cleveland. Pierce does not get that 75-yard touchdown run that you beat me with last week, but he's still going to get some carries. I'm going to take Sheckman in this one.
All right. Mr. Blessings may be having some technical difficulties. He's saying he cannot hear us. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get his response to this, unfortunately. So I'll give him a couple minutes and I'll let Terry, you can speak on this matchup and what do you think you got going on?
We're talking about Montgomery being out, so we still have Herbert. Yeah, they just announced that DeAndre Swift's gonna be out.
Yeah, so, I figured that was happening. That's why I didn't even count him.
Yeah, so yeah, this is a tough one, man. I mean, Marcus Brown's pretty good. He's going against a tough defense. Chris Olave, Michael Thomas doesn't play. I think that's a great matchup against Seattle. I think just Marcus Brown and Deontay Johnson, just those are tough matches, man. I want to pick you, Check. I just think that I think the Jamar Chase, is due for a big week. That Baltimore secondary is just horrible. And I like that, that Aaron Jones, matchup against the Giants. I don't know about Naheem Hines against Denver. That's a tough one. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do that or not. And Cooper Kupp can put up his points. So I'm going to go with myself on this one, just because I think Chase and Cousins will put up some points this week. And I just don't like the matches for Brown and Deontay. So.
All right. So who you go? So you're going with yourself, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to see if I don't know.
Blessings, try to speak.
Yo.
There you
We
are.
can hear you.
But you can't hear us. Huh?
Yeah, hold on.
We can hear you, Filter. I just heard you.
You can't hear us, but I'm typing to him. Hold on.
Yo, can you hear me? Bless you.
Yes. All right, we're gonna give him another minute. Let's see if he starts speaking. I'm texting him in the private chat, trying to see if I can get him.
Terry, how many more weeks are you gonna start Pitts?
Well, I mean, part of my trade, included, the Jets tight end. So that's a decision that I'm gonna have to make. Yeah, I mean, the problem is this, Gary. Tight ends to me are like a hit or miss, right? Unless you have Kelsey or Mark Andrews, you're basically hoping your tight end gives you between 8 to 12 points.
Hey, Andrews didn't do shit for me last week either.
But the idea is a tight end is going to give you 8 to 12 points unless you have Kelsey and Andrews and you're expecting more than that. So to me, it's like, am I going to plug in a tight end that it's going to give me that average, or can I just trust that somehow Pitts is going to explode, right? And then I don't know. That's the debate,
Okay. Well, I mean, between Pitts and Cousins, and now I think Garrett Wilson, those are your weakest links.
Yeah, it is. So I'm just hoping that they turn it around and something happens. So, but I'd rather be mad that he's not doing good than be mad that I set him down and he scored 50 points.
Or that on somebody else's team.
Yeah, on somebody else's team.
I'll go ahead and I'll break it down, I guess, because unfortunately Mr. Filter is having technical difficulties. I told him just to put him in the chat, but he's not, he said blessings be to Brother Sheck. So he's going for me. And he's left. All right, so he picked me.
Look how proud he is. He picked me.
No,
yes, he did.
Because he doesn't rarely picks me. I don't know. I have a weird feeling about this week.
Just because you're going against me.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm a pessimistic. Like I just don't like. It's just hard for me to continue to. I feel like perform.
You're 4-0, bro.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And at some point, you have to take a loss, right? And it's not always the matchup you expect it to be. So I feel like this could be. I'll tell you what. Before you made that trade, I had me right. Because I felt like Pittman Jr. Like I didn't see that being a great matchup with going against Surtain. I didn't like it. I was like, okay, that's going to help me because your flex position. Put Garrett Wilson in. I was like, okay, I got this right. And then you made that trade today, and I'm probably going to lean towards you. I think Hines can have a good game because he's going to be the featured back, right? He's going to be out there. I think Jones, can definitely put up points and stuff against them Giants, who are 3-1. The only thing I worries about with Jones is that the fact they're playing in London for the first time ever. So this is something that Green Bay's never had to deal with. So that could be a little challenging for him slightly. But you got Kupp, who is going to get, 35 targets a game because he's the only option, right? Cousins is a question mark, because you just don't know what you're going to get from him. He could come out and Justin Jefferson all over your face, or he could just, Irv Smith Jr., in his pants. You just don't know what you're going to get. I think Harris is going to possibly be a stud if they start into the third string quarterback again. I think they're going to run the ball and just run it down their throats. So I will go ahead and I will proceed to bestow my blessings upon Brother Terry. And that's all she wrote, folks. That is our matchups of the week. That is what we have for the show. Anything you guys want to add or comment on before I wrap it up?
I think so. Just to go over, so Kenny went with a Gary, Zoe, himself, Bobby, AJ, and Terry.
Okay.
AJ,
going against me, I like it.
AJ went with Gary, So, Kenny, Bobby, himself, and Terry.
Wow.
So the only two that pick you this week, I don't know Chris's picks yet, but it was Gary and Filter.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Hey, just looking at matchups this week. I know it's like really early to talk about playoffs, but some teams are getting close to getting into the playoffs, especially if you're 4-0. But you got 1-6 versus 5-3 this week. There's a head-to-head, so those on the bottom have a chance. If you win, you have a chance of moving up. Myself and Kenny should have a layup this week, so that's I mean, I'm not saying it's a layup, but it's according to projections. But there's a chance for D to sneak in if he were to pull off a victory. So the matchups this week is going to be favorable to the bottom half of the league.
I mean, going against Bobby. I mean,
I think the good thing going for a lot of people is that there's a lot of 1-3 teams and a couple 2-2 teams. Like, it's not like, you just have a couple, like 1 or 2 at the bottom and everybody else is higher up. And it's, what I mean? So it's anybody's game still. And listen, It's only 4 games in. You just don't know what can happen. A couple bad injuries and I'm fucking out of it, right? You just don't know in this league. So anything can happen. Anything's possible. My blessings be to Brother Terry, and we'll see what will come of it. But as always, I'm optimistic as I can be.
An optimist, pessimist. I like it.
Yeah. I'm going to try to listen, my goal is to be like Brother Terry, though, and I want to make a trade or two. I want to at least make one trade before the game or before the match is done in order to try to get something going. And that way it can change my outlook a little bit, I'm hoping. So we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, you two have been trying to trade with Easy and other people. Why don't you trade with each other?
We try to do the same thing.
Because if you take 2 great teams and you trade with each other, they're still just great teams. We're trying to help other people get great, right? We're trying to bestow our blessings upon those who are in need and receive of the blessings. That's why I haven't come to you, Brother Terry, Brother Terry, because you're not in need of the blessings, in my opinion. I am trying to bestow blessings upon those teams that are 1-3, because I am trying to be a man of the people. So
all right.
I have the cure for what people are ailing, but they just don't want the cure. I can't do anything about it, right? With that being said, it's time to wrap it up. I got to hop in the shower. I got to get dressed. I got to go to work. Appreciate all of you who tuned in. I appreciate the one person who's going to like this video because we know there's only going to be one who does it.
Gary said to leave the camera on while you're taking the shower.
Yeah. I'll FaceTime him in private.
Message me that.
But yeah, until next week, when we go over the matchups and everything, I think we do need to do a breakdown of the matchups from before. I think we maybe need to get something like that in the works where we talk about the matchup of what happened during the week. Like, for instance, we could go over what happened with me and Gary. Like, I would like to do a show like that. So we got to talk about that, getting that in the works. All right. With that being said, we are signing off for Daddy, my beautiful co-host Terry, and the monster on the mic. We out.
Call me Booze.